Welcome to the Arctic, a place of breathtaking beauty and unforgiving extremes. In this frozen wilderness, temperatures plunge far below freezing, yet one remarkable animal thrives in this environment: the polar bear. In today's video, we're going to explore the incredible lives of these resilient giants, uncovering the adaptations that make them masters of survival in such a harsh climate. From their unique physical traits to their challenges in a changing world, let's dive into the story of the polar bear. Polar bears are among the most perfectly adapted animals for life in the freezing Arctic. They have thick layers of fur that insulate them from the cold. But that's not all. Beneath that fur is a substantial layer of blubber that can be up to 4 inches thick, serving as additional insulation and an energy reserve when food is scarce. However, perhaps the most interesting adaptation is their black skin, which helps absorb and retain warmth from the sun, even during the long Arctic winters when daylight is limited. Polar bears are not just built for the cold. They're also incredible swimmers. Their massive paws, which can span up to 12 inches, act like paddles, allowing them to navigate through the icy Arctic waters with ease. In search of food, these bears can swim for days at a time, covering distances as long as 60 miles in one stretch. This powerful combination of swimming ability and endurance is crucial in their quest for survival in the Arctic's vast and ever-changing landscape. Living in the Arctic means constantly being on the hunt for food, and for polar bears, seals are the primary source of sustenance. Seals are rich in fat, providing polar bears the energy they need to survive. However, hunting them is a challenging task. Polar bears rely heavily on the sea ice, which they use as a platform for hunting. One of their most effective techniques is to wait by seal breathing holes, patiently biding their time for hours, sometimes even days, until a seal surfaces for air. When the moment finally arrives, the polar bear must act quickly. Using its sharp claws and powerful jaws, the bear catches the seal, securing a vital meal. A successful hunt can mean the difference between life and death, particularly during the long winter months when food is even more scarce. However, as the Arctic ice continues to melt, these hunting opportunities are becoming harder to come by, forcing polar bears to work even harder for their meals. Perhaps the polar bear's story's most heartwarming and inspiring part is the bond between mother and cub. Female polar bears face a unique challenge: raising their cubs in an unforgiving environment where survival is never guaranteed. After mating, the female digs a den in the snow, where she will give birth to her cubs during the harsh Arctic winter. Inside this snow den, temperatures are much warmer, providing a safe haven for the cubs, who are born blind, tiny, and vulnerable, weighing just about a pound each. For the next few months, the cubs will grow rapidly, nourished by their mother's rich milk. Once spring arrives, they'll finally emerge from the den, taking their first steps into the icy world outside. But the journey doesn't end there. Over the next 2 years, the mother bear will teach her cubs all the survival skills they need: how to hunt, how to navigate the sea ice, and how to endure the challenges of life in the Arctic. It's a delicate balance of nurturing and tough love in one of the planet's harshest environments. Despite their incredible adaptations and ability to thrive in the Arctic, polar bears are now facing a new and growing threat: climate change. As global temperatures rise, the Arctic sea ice is melting at an unprecedented rate, shrinking the polar bear's habitat and drastically reducing their hunting grounds. With less ice available, polar bears are being forced to swim longer distances in search of food and spend more time on land where food is limited. On land, polar bears have few options when it comes to finding food. They may scavenge or turn to hunting birds, but it's not enough to sustain them. As a result, many bears are becoming malnourished, and their populations are beginning to decline. Scientists warn that if current trends continue, polar bears could face extinction by the end of this century. It's a sobering reminder of how interconnected our planet's ecosystems are and how the effects of climate change are impacting even the most remote regions. But there is still hope. Around the world, conservationists and scientists are working tirelessly to protect polar bears and their Arctic habitat. International agreements, like those led by the Arctic Council, aim to reduce greenhouse gas emissions in order to slow the effects of climate change. Meanwhile, researchers are studying polar bear behavior, migration patterns, and population dynamics to better understand their needs and how we can help them adapt to this rapidly changing environment. There are also efforts to preserve the sea ice itself through habitat protection programs, as well as raising awareness about the importance of reducing our carbon footprint. Every small action counts when it comes to mitigating climate change. By supporting these initiatives and making more sustainable choices, we can help secure a future for these majestic creatures and the fragile ecosystems they depend on. The Arctic is a land of extremes, an unforgiving landscape where only the most resilient species can survive. Polar bears are a symbol of strength, endurance, and adaptability, yet their future is uncertain. By learning about their story and understanding the challenges they face, we can take meaningful steps to protect them and preserve the Arctic for generations to come. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of the resilient polar bear. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay updated on more incredible animal stories from around the globe.